Well, hello and welcome everybody to the first ELTS taster session of 2021. We are delighted that you've joined us today and welcome you to ask lots of questions. We're here to answer anything you'd like to know. So please use the chat function for those questions. Now I can just see that James has just sent me a message. So before I carry on, he's a very important part of our talk. So I am just going to forward the link to him again.
Brilliant.
So he can join us.
Great.
Okay. Right. So today, what are we going to cover? We will be talking to you a little bit about our department, ELTS, at Swansea University, and of course the courses that we run. We'll be giving you some information about our Swansea English Language Test, the SWELT exam, and we will be letting you know about how you can prepare for that exam and also what you can use that for, because importantly, you are able to use that SWELT score to access our English language courses, but also for direct entry into the university. So listen out for information on that. Once James arrives, he will be giving us some information about how to apply to our courses and of course the support that you will receive at the application point and beyond. And then we will be talking to you about how we teach at ELTS. So today we have with us myself, Jo Chapman, and Lucy, who is our assessment coordinator, and Carolyn and Joe, who are ELTS teachers. Okay, so I think James has just arrived, and he's also here from admissions. So he's going to be talking to you a little bit later on about the application side of things. Hi, James. Okay, great. So first of all, let's find out a little bit about who we've got with us today and where you're talking to us from. So if you'd like to pop into the chat where you are in the world today, and then we can see how far we're reaching and where our students are talking to us from today. Oh, wonderful. So we've got lots, oh, fantastic. So I am currently in Swansea, unsurprisingly, as this is where I live and work, although I'm working from home like all of us at the moment. And I have been working at Swansea University in the English Language Training Services Department since we began in 2006. So my job in the department is to coordinate some of the courses that I'll be talking to you about today. And so I'll give you my contact details a little bit later on. And if you have any questions after today, please feel free to contact me about the courses that we run in ELTS. So we've got, oh gosh, Jo, Carolyn, can you tell us where we've got?
Egypt, all places I want to be right now in the sunshine.
Italy, I know. India, wow. Czech Republic, Portugal. This is fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you all.
You are all very, very welcome. And hopefully you've joined us here today because you either have a Swansea University offer already, or you're thinking about coming to study at Swansea University, and you need to improve your language to a level that meets the requirements for your future course. Well, welcome, because this is the best place that you could come to do that, ELTS at Swansea University. And at ELTS, what we do is prepare students, international students, for university study in the UK, specifically at Swansea University, of course. And we help you to meet the conditions of your course. So we work very closely with the departments throughout the university, and we build our programs so that we help you to have an experience of what it will be like to study on your future programs, and so that you will meet the expectations of those future courses. So we teach English, language, obviously, as that will be one of your conditions, but we also teach you the academic skills that you need to become a really good university student. And we do this through all of the different skill areas. So you'll have an opportunity to do lots of research and reading, and we'll teach you the skills that you need to become efficient at doing that at university level. We will also teach you how to structure writing so that you can answer essay questions or write reports, whatever's needed for your future subject. We also have a really strong listening lecture program that we give you an opportunity to train through so that you know what it's like to sit in lectures in another language at university level. And also how to participate in seminar discussions and build your academic speaking skills so that you can perform and present at university level. So these are the kind of things that we teach and we focus on, but also some exam skills training as well. And we do test your language at the end of your programs with us, so that you can leave us with having met the conditions and move on to your future courses feeling confident and feeling really ready to participate fully in your degree programs. So coming up very soon, because time is flying, are the pre-sessional programs that we have running every summer. And these run through from June to September. We have 3 different options for you. And these are perfect for you if you have an offer for a Swansea University course that's going to start in September. And you need to meet the conditions, the language conditions. So the 3 options we have for you are the level 1 program for 12 weeks, level 2 for 10 weeks, or level 3 for 8 weeks. And really it depends on what your current language score is at the moment and what you need to achieve to meet the conditions of your course. So you can see that level 1 students are entering with a 5 and they are aiming to achieve a 6 in IELTS. And then the levels 2 and 3 are slightly higher with a 5.5 or a 6, needing to achieve that 6.5 or sometimes even 7. So really, these are perfect for you if you are thinking of starting your studies at university in September and you need to meet the conditions soon. We also have our Ielts courses. So these are exam preparation courses, which help students to prepare if you're thinking about taking an Ielts test in country at the moment, or if you are thinking about taking our Swansea English language test. This course is perfect for you. This will help to give you an idea of how the tests work and also give you opportunity to practice your skills to be able to perform really well on these exams. Now, this is perfect if you would like to study on a pre-sessional program, but your language level is maybe a little bit lower. So perhaps you are around about a 4 or a 4.5 at the moment, and you need that 5 or 5.5 to start one of our pre-sessional programs in the summer. So we have 2 options for this course. We have a 10-week program and we have a 5-week program. So it really depends on how long you have to study and also how much you need to improve your language level by as to what you'd like to join. And these courses are coming up in April. So you can apply for those now, and we'd love to see you on those courses and help you to get the language level that you need to be able to join our pre-sessionals and put you on that pathway for your Swansea University journey. Okay, so I suppose it just leaves me to say that really importantly, we have worked very hard in English Language Training Services and indeed Swansea University to make sure that even though we are online at the moment and we're not able to teach you face-to-face, that you are still able to access the most wonderful student experience with us. And even though you can't physically get to Swansea just yet, we are online and we can get to you. and we can be there for you to help you to start your university journey. So don't wait. You can apply now to our courses, and we would love to see you on those programs. Now, those are my contact details. If you have any questions about any of the courses, please feel free to send me an email. I'd love to hear from you. And of course, that beautiful beach is one of our Swansea beaches, and it will still be waiting for you when you're able to get on that plane and get here to Swansea. So we look forward to seeing you. But I would like to now introduce my colleague, Lucy, who is going to talk to you a little bit more about our Swansea English language test.
Hi, everyone. Okay, I think you can hear me. You'll have to excuse my lack of video. There seems to be something happening with Zoom, which means I can't switch it on. But anyway, as long as you can see the slides. So, like Joe said, we offer our own English language test called SWELT, and that just stands for the Swansea English Language Test. So, if you're interested in knowing your current English language level, you can pop on our website and book one of these tests just like that and find out. Now, the SWELT is an alternative to any of the secure English language tests you might have been asked to take, such as IELTS, but it can also be used for entry to Swansea University without the need for additional tests in most cases. Okay, so thank you, Joe. Okay, so you've probably got a few questions about what's in the test. So there are 4 parts to the test: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. So the listening paper is 45 minutes long. And in this paper, you will listen to 4 audio recordings and answer comprehension questions on each one. In the reading paper, which is 1 hour long, very similar, you'll read 3 texts and answer comprehension questions on each one. Speaking is a 10-minute interview with a teacher from English Language Training Services. So if you're thinking of coming to study with us, or you may end up studying with us, then you get to meet one of us there. Obviously, it is a test, so we do need to have a serious discussion as well about a topic, but yeah, that's your speaking test. And then the final paper is writing. This is 1 hour long, and you'll be asked to write 2 short essays. Now, you don't need to come to Swansea or go to a centre to take the SWELT test. You can take your test at home with a computer, a good internet connection, and a webcam. We do have minimal technical requirements that apply that you will need to check, but we have tested many thousands of people who have, well, not thousands, but 1,000, literally 4 figures of people in the last 6 months. And they've all found it, they've all been okay with getting through the technical side of things. The SWELT is designed, oh, sorry, Joe, if we can go back quickly, just to say it's designed in a standard language test format to make it very easily accessible for everybody. Lots of you will have undertaken training for some of the well-known exams. And any exams really. So if you've had practice in other exams and training in other exams, that will really help you access the SWELT. If you register for SWELT, we have a practice paper on our course when you get there on the SWELT Canvas section. And all I'd say is just read the instructions very carefully, but you should be easily accessible. So thanks, Joe. Great, so if you come and you sit the test and you get your score, then what does that mean? So let's start with the additional information. SWELT is scored on a scale from 1 to 9. This is because your offer will have an English language condition in IELTS scores, which are expressed in 1 to 9. So to make it really easy for you, we score our test in this way, and our test is mapped to IELTS and the CEFR as well. So you get your score, and if you have the score that you need to start your course, then congratulations, you've met the English language condition. And well, I'm sure James will talk more about the admissions process later, but you're good to go. What if you don't have your score though? Well, you can come and study English in English language training services. So as Joe has just said, we offer a range of programs, and it, you know, depending on what score you have, what time of year it is, and where you want to go, you can pop on our website and have a look and see which program is best for you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucy.
So I can see that there's quite a few questions coming in about our course fees.
Yeah.
I'll just jump in really quickly to answer those, but I will also write it in the chat so that you can refer to that too. For our pre-sessional programs, we have the 3 different levels at 3 different lengths, course lengths. Level 1 pre-sessional is £3,600. Level 2 is 3,000. And level 3 is 2,400. And both of our IELTS programs are 2,220. So even though they are different course lengths, they are taught differently, and one is an intensive level course, but they still deliver the same content. So thanks, Joe, for putting those in the chat. So there's the course fees for you. Brilliant. Thank you for those questions. Keep any other questions coming in and we'll jump in to answer them at different points.
Yeah, we'll have a big question session, won't we, just after James has talked about admission.
Yeah, perfect.
James, are you ready?
I am indeed, yes. If the host could just let me switch my video on, I will definitely be ready then.
I'll see what I can do. There we go, make co-host. That should be.
There we go. Perfect. Yes, there we go. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm James. I am the undergraduate admissions manager at Swansea University. So yeah, first of all, I think I'm going to have to echo what Joanna said at the beginning of the session, and just say how good it is to see so many people here for a session all about ELTS. It's amazing. So yeah, hi everyone. As I said, I'm the undergraduate admissions manager, and in undergraduate admissions, we look after all of the applications for ELTS. So all of the applications that come in for English language courses, pre-sessionals, all of the different programs that we've run through today. So I'm going to spend the next sort of 5-10 minutes sharing some tips with you, showing you how to apply, and hopefully then hearing from you in the flesh after this session, possibly. So let's have a look. So yeah, we'll start. Thanks, Joe. We'll start with 3 things that you need to remember to send us when you apply. And some of these might be quite obvious to you. The first one, of course, your current English certificate. So a lot of you, you might well be, you might well know you want to come and study in Wales or in the United Kingdom, and you might have already taken an English test like an IELTS that we mentioned earlier. So a lot of our undergraduate courses in particular, you need to have a score of 6.0 overall and 5.5 in each component to be eligible to be ready to start. So it might be that you're a little bit below that. So either way, send us your current English certificate, and we'll make sure that you're on the right course and that we're putting you on the best pathway, basically. If you don't have current English certificate, don't panic. As Lucy showed us earlier, there's always the option of taking a SWELT test. So it's a special test for students who want to come to Swansea University. As we've just seen, SWELT's a really good option to know exactly where you sit in terms of your English language, and then obviously we'll help you find the right course for you, basically. So your English certificate, really important. Next thing, sounds obvious again, your passport. So I'm sure a lot of you guys, again, thinking of moving to the UK to study. It's a big decision. You'll have a passport, and we'll need it at this point when you apply. Worth noting, a helpful tip, if you've already studied in the UK before, I'm sure quite a few of you have, it's worth adding, you know, you don't have to do it at this point, but it's worth adding any previous visas, documents and things so we can make the whole sort of visa process as smooth and as easy as you can. So send us any older visas, or perhaps any sort of, documentation like that as well when you apply. But the most important thing, your passport and your current English certificate. Last but not least, sounds very obvious, completed application form. Now, most people send us the application completed, of course, but sometimes it's easy to miss a couple of things. So what we'll do, Joe, if you're happy to go on to the next slide, we'll have a quick look at the application form itself, because, sorry, Joe, if you're happy to click again, there we go. So the application form itself, it's available on the Swansea University website. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a quick share of my screen and just guide you through it, because I think, you know, it's a little bit, it's quite a lot to take in otherwise for the first time. So here we go. We're looking now at the ELTS website. You can see it here. And we've got all of the different information on actually how you go about applying. So, you know, you might know what course you need to take, but all of these things that we've covered with Joanna earlier, they're here on the website too. So once you've chosen the course that you're looking to apply to, at the moment, it's simply just a case of downloading the application form, and it will download here on your PC. So that's step number one. Now I've got the application form. Here's one I made earlier, so to speak, that we can just have a quick look at, just so you know, as I say, what to expect. So here's the application form. Now, for a lot of you, it's fairly obvious, but it's easy. It's easy to fill in. But what I want to do is give you some advice on how you can complete this as smoothly as you can. It makes it easier for you then to get your offer nice and quickly, so that you can start planning things. So start off at the top. It's the obvious things, perhaps your title, so your family name, your first name, your address, where you're coming from. Always get lots of interesting addresses. It's great, like we saw at the beginning of this session, how far and wide people are applying from the different countries across the world. So pop your address in. Contact details, really important, because we'll send you your offer letter to your email address. Do let us know if you have any kind of disabilities or specific needs as well. And this is very important, because if we know that we can help you with any kind of aspect, you know, throughout your time, not just in ELTS, learning English, but throughout your time in Swansea, then it means that if you do tell us at this point, it means that we can get things ready for you when you do arrive. Agents, I'm sure quite a few of you here today are agents and work on behalf of lots of students as well. Really important to pop your details in this section here. Again, you know, just so that we know, we know who you are, and we can get everything arranged at your end as well. And then as we run through now, you can see a sneak peek actually of some of the dates. This is for this year, some of the dates of the courses coming up quite soon. So you can see, for example, the pre-sessional courses that we mentioned earlier. You'd simply tick the course that you're interested in on here, and then carry on down. Last of all, so your intentions to study. So this is more, again, just to speed up the visa process, really. So tell us why you want to come study in the UK and why you want to come and study at Swansea. So lots of people write about the beaches, lots of people write about the university itself and all of the exciting things that are happening here in Swansea. It doesn't need to be a lot. Just a sentence or two is always fine, but it means that when we're sponsoring your visa application, we can do it, with confidence that there'll be no bumps along the way, basically. And then it's quite straightforward things, really. So you pop the name of the degree that you want to that you're aiming to study, so the academic course. So it might be a bachelor's degree in engineering, it might be a master's. Pop that information in here, and then last of all, if you've studied before in the UK, let us know in here. So some of you will have maybe completed previous English language courses in the UK elsewhere, for example, or you might have done some sort of foundation program before coming to Swansea. Let us know about it in here. And again, this is just for sort of visa reasons, really. Just makes things very smooth when it comes to getting your visas and everything else sorted out. So pop those details in here. And there's a couple of other very straightforward things. So if you are in the UK, again, let us know and just enclose a copy of your visa, as we said just before. And then, yeah, a couple of tick boxes. Pop your signature in there. You can type it in, of course. You know, we don't want you posting things to us. We know how long that could take. Type your signature in there, pop the date in, and that is it. So, like I say, it's a quick form. You pop it into us via email. I'll share the email address again with you shortly. What I should say, though, Joe, if you're happy to go back to the PowerPoint, what I should say, if that's looking quite a lengthy process, we do actually have, which we're quite excited about, launching very soon within the next few weeks, an online application form. So I know particularly those of you who are agents who work with lots of our students will be relieved to hear this. So it'll be a lot quicker for you to get everything turned around. So keep an eye on the website for that. We've got lots of exciting things in the pipeline with the website and the online application too. But of course, if you're looking at one of the pre-sessional courses taking place this summer, it's best to apply quite soon and use the application form to do that, just so you've got plenty of time to get all of the logistics and things in order, because, you know, we know in Swansea here how much of a big deal it is for you guys to move from some of the countries that we saw listed earlier on over here to Wales. So yeah, keep an eye out for that online application form. Like I say, it should be even simpler and even quicker than the paper form that we mentioned just now. So that is more or less, it's a very quick overview, but that's more or less it from me. But please do stay in touch with us. So if you've got pen and paper to hand, or you've got somewhere you can make a note, take down that email address and get in touch with us. You know, so if you've got questions about which course you're eligible for, if you've got questions about the dates of study and what you might need to provide, anything like that, get in touch with us via email. We've got a telephone number there as well, and of course lots of information online too. So yeah, keep in touch and hopefully we'll hear from you very, very soon. But yeah, that's all from me anyway, so thank you guys, and of course if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat as we've said before as well. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, James.
Great. I think there are quite a few questions have come in. Thank you very much for those. Been trying to type away and answer some of them, but there might be some that you can jump in on actually, James.
Yeah, certainly. Okay, I've got one from, I'll start at the top here. So Jenniston, who is from Sri Lanka, but now in Norway. Okay, so Jenniston has a bachelor in English and a master's degree from Norway. The medium of instruction was in English. Can I be exempted from the English language requirement? Okay, so I couldn't say 100% sure without seeing everything you've done before, Jenniston. I would imagine, to be honest, the likely answer for that is yes. But I'd always have to caveat it, just to be sure. We'd need something, for example, from your university in Norway that said you were taught through the medium of English. I'm sure, you know, with a bachelor's degree, in English, your level of English is very, very good. So it's likely that would be the case. What I would say though, Jenniston, is pop us an email with your student number or just with some details on your background, and we can confirm that for you, so you know exactly where you stand basically. On that one, let's have a look. We have got quite a few questions. Okay, Harsh Shanath is asking, is there available computer science engineering? Yeah, lots of computer science courses in Swansea. Definitely have a look on the website. Lots of exciting programs. I won't list them all now. Okay, Leia has asked, excuse me, I've received an offer with the following requirement: pass IELTS with an overall band score of at least 6. My question is that if I achieve a USA high school diploma, do I still need the IELTS? Another very good question. So Leia, if you're completing that US high school diploma and it's awarded and accredited by a US accrediting agency or a US kind of state awarding body, then and you pass English language in the high school diploma, you wouldn't need the IELTS. So yeah, typically that's fine, but just check the awarding body, because I know internationally, there's quite a few diplomas that are modelled on the US diploma, but are actually not entirely taught through the medium of English. But again, the likely answer, I'd say, there is probably yes, you'd be fine and you wouldn't need the IELTS there. So thanks for that question. So again, my IELTS was expired in April 2018. Am I eligible for employer English language referee report form? Again, it would depend sort of where you've been working and whether you're working constantly through the medium of English. So it's worth exploring that option. But my recommendation again actually would be to, you know, if you've applied to Swansea University and you've got an offer, take a SWELT test. You know, it will be free for you to do that, and then you'll know exactly what, you know, where you stand again as regards English language. You'll know if you're going to meet the requirements, or if you do need to do a little bit of work to really sort of thrive in your degree, because that's what ELTS is all about ultimately. Okay, Stelios, and stop me, guys. I'm well aware of time, and we've got lots of really good questions coming through. Stelios, do these steps apply regardless of the year in which somebody wants to apply? More or less, yes, Stelios. So, you know, in terms of the application form, that's going to change quite soon. So I would say if you're looking at applying next year or in 2 years' time, it will be a very smooth online process. The application form itself, though, if you're looking at coming this year, like I said earlier, that's worth looking at sort of sooner, I would say. TOEFL IBT score. Selchuk asks, is it a secure test and is it okay for getting the UK visa? I'll have to pass on whether it's a secure test. I think it is. It's certainly something that we can use to sponsor, you know, for UK visas, Selchuk, providing you've met the requirements there. Okay, and Harshanath, how many days does it take for the offer letter? That's a good question, Harshanath. It's usually pretty quick, but I would caveat it by saying sometimes we need to come back and just clarify a couple of things, you know. So if you provide, Harshanath, my top tip would be if you can provide as much information as possible when you apply, you know, it's usually quite quick within a few days to get your offer letter back then. Shall I carry on with some questions, guys, or do you want to move on at this point?
Just looking at any more admissions we've got, I think.
Yeah.
There was a couple.
There's quite a lot of questions about do I need an additional test? So just to clarify that if you do have a Swansea University offer, the SWELT test is free. So if you are unsure about whether your current test is valid, then you can do the SWELT test for free if you have an offer. If you don't have an offer yet, you are still welcome to do the test, but there will be a fee for the test.
Yeah, I think the SWELT test, it's a really good, I'd really recommend doing the SWELT test if you've got that English language condition in your offer. Again, you know exactly where you stand. And if you come out of the SWELT test with a lower score than you'd hoped, then you know, okay, I can apply for an ELTS course, you know, to catch up and be ready to go. Yeah, for sure.
We've got a couple of EU questions, James, which I think will be great for you to answer. I've received an offer from Swansea University. My question is, does the EU transitional bursary affect the first year?
Got it. Yeah, Natalia, that's a very good question. So yeah, Natalia, if you're an EU student, that's right. So students in the European Union, officially speaking now, obviously with one of the impacts of Brexit, unfortunately, are regarded as overseas full international students. But at Swansea University, we've decided, you know, we want to kind of go a little bit in the opposite direction. We want to go a little bit against that. So yes, Natalia, you know, if you're an EU applicant, you'll be eligible for the EU transitional bursary, and that will take your fees down to the £9,000 a year, which is the same as home UK students would pay. So yes, that will reduce those fees quite significantly, Natalia, not just for your first year, but for your second and your third years as well. Brilliant. Were there any others in there? I can see the chat's lively. There's loads happening.
There is.
Yeah.
just another EU question I'm not so sure about. I don't know, Lucy or James. It's Tabia. I'm writing my final exams in Germany, but in English. Do I need an additional test?
Oh, again, a good question, Tabia. I think probably the likelihood is that you wouldn't, because we'd be able to use your Abitur English. That's usually what we'd use for students from Germany. You know, to kind of, as long as you pass your English in your Abitur, that would usually suffice, regardless then of what you did after that, basically. But again, you know, it does, obviously, it might be that you've had a slightly different background to what most German applicants would have. So I'm caveating it by saying, you know, maybe double check just to be 100% sure. But yeah, normally it would be fine.
Lucy, there was a couple of questions about was our SWELT test or online test, was it safe and was it secure? I know you have an answer for this.
Yes, so you take it online, but we use some security software. So basically it locks down your computer. So you cannot go onto any other websites or use anything else on your computer. And it also records you. And so it's software that records video of you and some audio while you're doing the test. And then our staff look at that video afterwards, and the video flags if you do anything you shouldn't be doing. So if it sees sort of someone else in the background, it will flag it to us. So we check those videos afterwards so that we know, so that we can be sure that it's fair for everybody and everybody's taken it in the same conditions.
Excellent.
Super. Great. Well, I think maybe keep the questions coming in and we can keep possibly trying to type our responses to you, but perhaps we can hand over to Joe and Carolyn now so you can get a taster of what it would be like to study with us and what our classes are a little bit like.
Great.
Okay, let's introduce ourselves then. So my name is Joe and I teach English at Swansea. And Carolyn?
Can you see me at the moment? Okay, I can't see myself. I've done something to my settings, but great. I'm Carolyn as well, and I teach alongside Joe and Joanna on the pre-sessional courses and the in-sessional courses as well.
Brilliant. Let's have some fun. Let's just do a quick quiz. The first question isn't so fun. It's just actually so we know why you're here. But the next few questions are a little bit more fun. I'll just launch that now. Okay, everyone should have a quiz. Lucy, James, don't worry, you don't have to answer the quiz. Don't panic. Is that still running?
Yeah. So we want to know, why are you here today? Okay, what's the main reason that you've come to this session? If you just want to know everything, then please feel free to click all of the above.
It's just useful for us so we kind of know how to target our questions, isn't it, Carolyn?
Yes, yeah, it's really useful. Great, we've got some questions.
Don't be shy, only 6%. Mind you, a couple of the questions could be quite difficult if you had no idea. Didn't know the answer to one myself.
On the first one, quite a lot of people have come about the SWELT.
Yes, that's going quick.
A lot of people want to know all of the above, which is great, and we're more than happy to chat to you about everything today. Oh, where is Swansea? Great.
I'm quite relieved at the answers we're getting on that.
How many beaches? Great, okay. It seems a lot of people have come here to know all about the above. So that's great to know we're sort of targeting all of your questions, everything that you want to know.
Which will give you about 10 more seconds, everyone, and then we'll move on.
Yeah.
So quick, don't worry. You won't fail anything if you...
Just to see how much you already know and what we can potentially teach you today.
Quizzes are so useful as well in classroom teaching because we can look at a quiz, we can understand the level our class is at, and then we can help them in a more directed way, can't we? Okay, I'm going to end it now. 5.
Good example to see some of the interactive things that we can do in an online Zoom classroom as well. Yeah. This is really useful.
Okay, here we go. Here are the results. Okay, nice mix of reasons why people are here, actually, isn't there? So again, SWALT as we'd expect, and just a lot of people just wanting to know a bit more about our department and what we do. And I hope we've answered some of those questions for you today. Lovely. Okay, should we press on with the quiz, Carolyn?
Yes,
so quiz answers. So question 1, where is Swansea? What did everyone say? Wales. A couple of people in England. Don't say that to a Welsh person. I am actually English, but I think all of my other colleagues are Welsh. That's right, isn't it?
Except Joe.
English too.
Joe's English. In fact, a neighbour originally as well.
I know.
Would you like to, as you are Welsh, Carolyn, would you like to explain this question for us?
Sorry, explain what, sorry?
The answer, the fact it's not England, it's Wales.
Okay, yes. So we are separate. So as you know, in the UK, then there are 4 separate countries, and hopefully, if you come to study in Swansea, you will be in Wales. Okay, which you can see is this. Not sure how I describe it, but it's the part that's zoomed in there. So that will be Wales. Great.
Lovely. Film star. Which famous film star is from the Swansea area? Daniel Craig, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Johnny Depp. Well, Johnny Depp is American, so he's not Welsh. Probably for the better, I think, really, considering recent news. And it's Catherine Zeta-Jones. Here she is, for those of you that may not recognise her. Daniel Craig is actually from England. He's actually from the Liverpool area.
One of our neighbours as well.
Neighbours as well. Joanna, can you tell us something about Catherine Zeta-Jones? I don't know much about her.
Oh gosh, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Well, no, I don't really know that much about her either, other than the fact that she probably lives close to you, Lucy, I think, doesn't she? When she's in Wales. She's your neighbour.
She does. Her parents live, she's got a house not far from me.
1 of 10, I would probably imagine.
Yeah, she's got a lot of houses, I think. But yeah, she's in a lot of Hollywood films. But I'm not that into films, so I'm not very good at naming them.
Famous husband too, isn't it?
Yes.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
How many beaches are there in Swansea?
Ooh.
You're going to be surprised, everyone. Around 30 beaches. Guys, Swansea is such a beautiful place. It has some of the best beaches in the world, we think. I think some of the highlights, Rossilly Beach is absolutely stunning. I mean, even Swansea Bay is beautiful. So after your lectures, you can just go and sit on the beach and have your lunch. It really is a wonderful bonus of being in such a beautiful part of the world as well. So
yeah, we're really lucky with our campuses at Swansea University. We have 2 campuses, one which is the Bay campus, which is based on the beach directly, and one which is our park campus, where you can enjoy a park scenery for picnics and lunch, or you can walk across one road and you're on the beach as well. So we're really spoilt. We love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to work and a beautiful place to study.
Okay, so Carolyn and I are just going to talk a little bit about our classes because, this is a wonderful webinar and it's lovely to be able to speak to so many of you at the same time. But in reality, if you study with ELTS, there will only be, it's about 12 of you in a class, very small numbers, if not smaller. And it's much more intimate and it's much more communicative, isn't it, Carolyn? So yeah, we will be interacting together through the lesson. And of course, we'll be wanting to hear you speak as well. So our lessons are quite different. They are on Zoom, but via a Zoom class. And that will be every day. And I saw a few questions earlier about the timetable, and I hope this part of the talk will explain some of those points to you. Okay, so shall I do this bit, Karen? You could do that.
Yeah,
so yeah, as I said already, small groups, interactive classes. This is a nice bridge between maybe sort of your traditional English classes in language academies and classes at school to university lectures and seminars. It's a nice bridge. It's communication focused. We know this is your prime time during lessons to practice your speaking. and therefore it's a priority in our classes together. We don't really pre-record classes. Everything is as alive. And if students are unsure of something, we can stop and we can help individuals where needed. I think what's brilliant about our classes and our schedule is that every week now you can have a one-on-one meeting with your tutor. Just to put that into perspective, when I went to university, I spoke to my tutor 4 times in 3 years when I had a meeting. It was quite rare. We're doing this with you every week. You know, we know times are a bit difficult at the moment. We know people are all over the world, and we want to be there to help you with your individual needs. So you can come to us in those weekly sessions with anything, and they have been really productive, don't you think, Joe and Carolyn? They've been really good in helping people with individual problems, because you can see something and you can go, you just need to do this, solved.
Yeah, there's a lot of one-to-one support in the online classes, which is great.
And of course, if you have any questions at any time, you can just pop us an email, and it comes within 24 hours during course time, always sooner usually. It's at least 3 hours live teaching per day. Again, we fit it in the morning to fit the time difference. Again, the timetable, we will show you what that looks like. But we do expect self-study as well. We set you a number of tasks, and that's at least 3 hours as well. This could be some of your assignments, maybe writing an essay, maybe reading some articles or doing a task. But we do expect quite a lot of self-study. The good thing about the online course is you can fit that around your time. Maybe you do it before our morning classes, if you're in China, for example. Maybe you do it after our online classes if you're somewhere else. Carolyn, tell us about the tech.
Great. Okay, thanks, Joe. So yes, as we've said, our classes are currently online, 100% online. So your lessons will be on Zoom, a similar room to this, and you will also be expected to use Canvas. So this is a virtual learning environment where you will complete assignments, you will interact with each other on group discussions, and we will ask you to upload different parts of your work as well. So outside of class and outside of the Zoom class, you can email your teachers, and as Joe said, we will get back to you within 24 hours, and then everything else can be found on Canvas. So the classes will be relatively small, maybe between 10 to 15 students, and like Joe said, they'll be very interactive online. So we hope to see some of you in our Zoom classes in the future.
Yeah, like in university, there's a lot of listening, and we train you with that as well. But, you know, it is not going to be sort of sitting back. You are going to be very involved in the process.
Yeah, and just to add to that, actually, there'll be a lot of homework sets so that the in-class can be very communicative. So we won't be here watching you read in class. You will be discussing what you have read at home.
Brilliant. Right. There were some questions, weren't there, about a timetable. So this is a timetable of the summer Pre-Sessional course, obviously our biggest course running in the summer. To give you an idea, I think just adding to what Joe said about this course earlier, we don't just train you to improve your English language level, we're also teaching you the academic skills. So we're not just teaching you to pass a reading exam. In fact, the way the reading exam is tested is a university reading task. So it's all about academic reading. Again, at university, how are you going to be listening? You're going to be listening to a lecturer, probably talking for quite some time, sometimes quite quickly. Again, we're giving you classes and strategies to help you with academic listening. So yes, the pre-sessional course should increase your entry score, but in addition, we're giving you those core skills that you need to help you with your program. So yeah, it's about 3 hours every morning, straight teaching, as well as tutorials, which always follow. The reason they're every day is because we speak to everybody at least once a week. Of course, if there's any problems, that could be more, or anything you need help with. And as Carolyn said, it's not just about attending. You know, this is a commitment. This is a big course, and you are expected to study around these class times. The bonus of being online is that could work a little bit more around you and your availability. Anything else to add, Carolyn?
No, I don't think so. So yeah, as Joe said, this is sort of an example timetable for any of our courses that are coming up that are online. There might be slight changes, but this is just to give you an overview of what to expect.
Yeah.
Great.
Brilliant. I think that's okay. That's all from us now. So thank you very much for listening to us. I think this would be a nice Q&A opportunity as well, wouldn't it, Joe? Shall we?
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, here are our ELTS contact details. James gave you admissions, which of course is very important for admissions inquiries because we are the English teachers in charge of the English courses. Let's have a look at some questions, shall we?
A good question just came through actually from Melissa. Hi, Melissa. And she said, so no class in the afternoon. So no, for our online courses, the classes will be in the morning to cater for all of our students. Because
UK
of course,
time.
our morning and UK time is some students' evening. So obviously we don't want to be teaching too late for some people. So the morning will be live in class lessons, and then the afternoon will be your self-study time. So it'll still be a 7 or 8 hour day, but a lot of that will be self-study.
And of course, yes, if you're in China, that is UK time. So that will be your afternoon. Is that the same for the Middle East as well? More like more about lunchtime, isn't it? For the
a couple of hours ahead.
So bear that in mind. When you're centre time, it's London time. It's always quite important for our students, isn't it?
Yes. Some other questions.
I think, is there anything for James? Just because I think he's got to go. He was dressed very smartly, James, wasn't he? I was quite jealous of his jacket.
I haven't left the house for a while, so any excuse, James.
That is the thing, isn't it? Any occasion now, like I'm just going to talk to my friend on Zoom. I'm going to dress up.
Definitely. Yeah. So any admissions questions at all, do our best to answer them now. But obviously, don't feel you've got to send them all in now. We're all going to be here. As Joe said, via email. We'd be contactable at any point. We'll pop up in various open days and things as well. So it won't be the last opportunity by any stretch to ask us anything.
We have had a few questions about sort of if students have studied in English in Germany or Norway. So did you say it's best for them to email?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's usually it is okay, but it kind of depends on what level of English. So if you've had if you've completed an entire degree taught through the medium of English, then it should be fine. But we can't just say that for absolutely everybody. Usually it's fine academically, but obviously we need to also show when you're coming to the UK and you're applying for your student visa, we also need to show that you're definitely got enough English and you're definitely going to thrive as a student here. Because of course the last thing we want to do is say, yeah, come over, and then actually the English perhaps that you did in your degree is very different and possibly causes a few problems when you're settling into life in a new country and a new university. So in short, normally it's okay, but it's always worth checking with us. But don't, we can clarify that at the point of application. So when you apply for a course, we'd let you know, and we might reach out to you for some more details at that point too.
Brilliant. As Armin said, which course should I choose? What would you advise? I'm just thinking, that kind of depends on the conditions or the English language conditions. Yeah. So if you tell us,
maybe if we go back to the pre-sessional.
Yeah, I think James did pop something on an answer for that, Aman. I think the suggestion there is probably level 3 for you, given that you are only 0.5 away in one component, I think. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to flash that slide up so we can see what the options are and the language levels that are required for the pre-sessionals, that would be good.
Yeah, I think it did pop a reply to Armin in the chat, but yeah, Armin's a really good example. A lot of people, and it is frustrating when you're just 0.5 off the requirements. But again, that's what we've got all of these different courses for. So the level 3 course is only 8 weeks long. you know, you just arrive in Swansea a little bit sooner, basically, do the course, and then on you go into your degree. So that's probably the best one for you, Armin, in that instance. Yeah.
Let's just go back to that pre-sessional table as well. Sorry, Carolyn.
Yeah, and also for any of you who are thinking about starting your studies, perhaps not in September this year, but maybe you're looking at the January entry point for 2022, then we do have, of course, these pre-sessional programs in the summer. But if you're looking to do something just before you start your studies in January, we do also have our year-round pre-sessionals, which will be starting up again in September and will run through to December. So we have that option for you as well, depending on what suits you best.
Yeah, there was a few questions, weren't there, about we know the pre-sesh is going to be online. We've made that commitment. We're going to be online. We can catch you wherever you are this summer. But a few questions about what about September with the Swansea courses and master courses? What's Swansea's stance on this at the moment?
I think that, well, as we're all being guided by government advice at the moment, and things keep changing, and for the better, hopefully, at the moment, as the vaccines are rolling out, and we're hopefully going to be in a situation very shortly where we'll be able to travel safely and work safely together again in face-to-face settings. But very much at the moment, we've had to, over the last year, it's coming up for exactly a year now that we've been online, we've been having to respond to what's been happening at the time. And so, as Joe says, we have committed to online courses for the summer. Everybody is looking forward very much to the day that we can go back into our classrooms and see you face to face. There is hope, I think, that we may be able to have some sessions face-to-face in September, but I think the university is yet to 100% commit to how it's going to run. For ELTS, as soon as we have made decisions, we will publicise those on our webpage, on social media. We will let you know, don't worry. And I imagine the rest of the university will do the same. But if you want to know about your future degree programs, I suppose it's probably the best thing to contact your future departments to see what they are planning to do at the moment, because each one of them may be planning something slightly different.
Yeah, how much face-to-face, how much online, for example, could depend on the course, couldn't it?
Absolutely. Thanks, James. I know you've got to shoot off now, but thanks a lot for joining us today.
Yeah, no, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. And yeah, thanks for all the questions and everything today. So yeah, hope everyone enjoys the rest of the session. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Great. So yes, gosh, that hour has just whizzed by very quickly.
I'm going to find our video playlist, because I'm just wondering if people would maybe like to watch the videos that me and Karen have been making. So just bear.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've just posted it in the chat.
Oh, great. Yes. Tell everyone about that quickly before we wrap up, I suppose.
Yes. So Carolyn and I have been making a YouTube channel also for Chinese students. We're using Weibo, Chinese Twitter, as far as I'm aware, to try and sort of spread the message, academic English, sort of showing how we do things at Swansea. It's all just a bit of fun, but we're posting every few weeks now, aren't we, Carolyn? So please, if you look at the playlist, subscribe, comment and like if you have requests or suggestions. And it doesn't matter if you're coming to Swansea or not. This is an English language channel. Please participate. The more you participate, the more likes, the more comments we get for the YouTube channel, the more videos we can make. So please let us know what you think about that. And if everyone could give it a watch, I'd be very, very grateful. Take a very long time to make those videos.
Wonderful. They're really, really good. I'm just checking through any of the questions that we haven't yet dealt with. I think probably at this point, if you have questions regarding your future programs and what's required for your future programs, so after your English language courses, the best thing to do would be to contact James's team in admissions and to ask those questions. They have all the knowledge about what's required for your future programs, and anything that you'd like to know about your English language courses, then of course you can contact us. So just checking if there's any.
So there's ELTS email on the screen there. So take a picture, write this down. As Joe said, anything about applying to Swansea University or future courses, then that would be to James's team. And then our email addresses. There's a general one. Is there a page with this on, Joe?
Yes, I think
the last page.
Carolyn, yeah. This one.
Yes, great. Okay, so please do visit our website and as well ELTS admissions for any questions about ELTS and our courses specifically.
Okay.
I can see a few people have raised their hands.
Yeah.
If you have a question, do you want to pop it?
It's such a shame we can't hear you, of course, isn't it? Normally we would be speaking to you, just because so many people, which is wonderful, by the way, have signed up.
Oh, we can allow people to talk. I didn't realise that.
Ooh.
But I think, do we need to wrap up?
We will do shortly, yes, but perhaps anything that we don't get to answer fully now, then perhaps we could ask you if you wouldn't mind sending emails through to us, and we can keep in touch with you that way, and we can keep supporting you and helping you through your journey onto Swansea University courses. So there's some questions about scholarships and things there as well. So that would be admissions queries and to see what's available to help you with the fee structure and payment and finance and things like that. So they're really fantastic questions. We're really grateful for all of your participation today.
There was another question about for masters. So for your future courses, that would be your future course. So you would need to go onto the Swansea University website and then find the contact details for your course, whether it be engineering or computer science. So it's sort of English language is us, admissions would be James's team, then anything about your future course, you would need to go on and find the email address on Swansea University's website.
Just thought, Joe, we've got the video, actually, we forgot to play it, didn't we? We had so many wonderful questions.
Yes.
A couple of minutes, have a quick
Yeah, absolutely. We could end on that note. That would be perfect, I think.
Okay, guys, so we actually recorded a few lessons. This is actually a communication lesson. This is our fun class on Friday mornings, isn't it? Where we put a number of different levels together and we do communicative tasks. It's kind of a good sort of seminar skills practice, isn't it? So this was a lesson that we recorded in our last pre-sessional. So let's just have a little watch of this, and then I think we can wrap things up. Okay, bear with.
Afternoon, evening.
Morning.
Afternoon, evening, yeah.
Morning.
What time? Mohammed, where are you now? Which country?
I am in Saudi Arabia right now.
And what's the time in Saudi Arabia?
Wow. Time in Saudi Arabia is 11 past 7 minutes.
Oh, it's even closer to the weekend in Saudi Arabia. We're going to describe some photographs. There's some quite important language here that will be very useful for you. So we're going to look at some photographs and talk about them. We're also going to talk again about solving a problem.
The bottom left, what can you see?
Well, I can see just like an explorer to travel around the world and just face some challenges to get the finish point.
I think maybe a mother and his two sons, her two sons. But it doesn't. But she doesn't seem like. It's very young. I think she's very young and doesn't seem like a two sons mother.
Well, I think it's a Korean barbecue.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I think so.
We'll have to ask. I will have to ask Joe at the end of this lesson then. And ask us, what did you say? Sorry.
I think there is Korean barbecue too, I think.
Okay, I do think it's a Korean.
Vicky, what are these hungry people doing on my birthday?
I think they are waiting.
Yes, probably. Waiting for dessert, maybe. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, so just remember, every image in English, ing, present continuous form of the verb.
Have 1 minute to get up out of your chair and find one physical item in your house.
Very cute. Asus, what have you got there?
Oh, that's my birthday gift sent by my girlfriend.
Ah, is that your headset for when you're gaming?
Yes.
Ah, very nice. I like the color. Very, very nice. Very flashy.
I think it's a little cute.
It is very cute. You're right.
All right, let's have another example. Who else can hold up their item to the screen? Let's see, Li Chen, have you got something? Oh! Yes.
Wow. My friend. He's my friend.
What's his name?
Big head. Well, his head is very big.
On a rather strange note, I think I will turn off that video now. Okay.
That was a very fun class.
You also talk about academic things. I would like to make that very clear.
We do. But communicating through the medium of English is the main aim of what we're doing. So yes, I guess that just leaves us to thank you very much for joining us today and for all of your participation. We've had some brilliant questions and we hope that you've had an opportunity to get the answers that you were looking for. Keep in touch, as I say, send emails if you need further help or advice. We're here online, but we're here, and we're really looking forward to hopefully seeing you on one of our courses very soon. Something that is coming up in April you might be interested in, we have a week-long taster week where you can drop into classes and participate in English language sessions. So look out for social media, but the week of the 19th of April, we will be running reading classes, writing classes, listening classes, and speaking classes. And Lucy and her team will be there as well to give you a bit more of an introduction to the contents of the SWELT exam. So please look out for that and come along. We'd love to see you there. And hopefully you'll be able to experience a little bit of what it would be like in our classroom as a student, and then we can welcome you onto one of our courses in the summer. So let's wrap things up, say goodbye, and thank you again, and take care everybody, and we hope to see you soon.